fast, easy labor and delivery? If so, then stay tuned. My name is Rebecca Gahan, mom of 3 kids with Kick at 55 Fitness. Remember, subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on push notifications so you know every time one of our prenatal discussions posts. You're in your 3rd trimester and all you can think about is, how am I going to get to the finish line and make it through really fast? So the number one thing I'm going to tell you is that you need a strong core, which seems almost ridiculous when your stomach's out to here. But we're going to talk through some simple strategies, and if you haven't followed some of my previous core discussions, please rewind and look at them because we have some great core exercises. But the number one thing that you can do, the number one exercise is you're going to lie flat, and by this point, you need to have your head elevated on a pillow. Otherwise, if you go really flat, you're not going to be able to breathe. So we're going to dig our back into the floor. Okay, you should feel like there's a string. It's pulling your back into the floor. So the area between your pelvic bone, here's my pelvic bone right here. Here's what used to be my belly button if I were pregnant. We're going to divide, come in the middle, right here. Put 2 fingers here, contract. And now push against the floor. Release. Contract again. Release. This is the core contraction that you need to focus on. This is what you're going to need while you're in labor and delivery. If this muscle right here is strong, I guarantee you will have a great labor and delivery. Now you need to be thinking about this core contraction in everything you do. So the next strategy is squatting. Not just squatting in the gym, squatting all day. You're cooking dinner. You're like, you know what? I'm going to do 10 squats right here, right now. Notice I have no shoes on. I'm not working out right now. I'm just going to do 10 squats. My feet are facing forward, knees forward. I'm going to sit back, contract that core. See? Let the pelvis release, release, relax. You can go as low as possible and come up. So not only are we focusing on the core here, but we're focusing on the lower body, the pelvic wall, getting the body ready to support that labor and delivery. So maybe you do 10 repetitions here, you're cooking dinner, you boil some water. Now let's turn our feet out. Good. We're gonna do it again, but more in a goblet squat approach. If you can, as you get closer to labor and delivery, try and do about 200 squats per day. That will help not only to make you stronger, but it also helps to speed things up and get you closer to the finish line. So I did this every day with my 3 kids. I would do 200 squats per day. And trust me, it worked. With my last 2 kids, I delivered one in less than 30 minutes and one in less than 11 minutes. Whew. Okay, so you can even take your feet out to a 90-degree angle and do more of a sumo squat. And just kind of go back and forth between your feet facing forward, your feet facing at 10 and 2 o'clock, and then your feet facing out at 9 and 3 o'clock. But the goal is about 200 squats per day. Next up, this ball can become your best friend. It's going to help to really open up your pelvic region. Sit on the ball while you're watching TV, while you're talking to your significant other. So we're going to talk through a couple of things. We've talked through the core contraction, okay? So right now, pretend like this is the wall. You're pressing your back against the wall. Now put your 2 fingers here, contract. So look, I'm arching my back, pelvic tilt, awesome. Now sink into the ball. Sink into the ball, make sure you're steady, and if you don't feel steady, please hold on to something firm. Now the goal is that we're letting that pelvic area open up. And now we're going to shift back and forth. I'm going to face the front now. And again, make sure you're steady, but we're going to open up the hip flexor complex, the pelvis. We're going to roll to the right, to the left. We're going to sit still, contract the core. But anytime you're here, what's happening is there's 2 things when you're sitting here. You need to contract your core to balance yourself, and you're letting your pelvic region open, expand, which is key to a fast labor and delivery. Okay, Finally, walking. The more you can walk, the better. The goal is, can you walk approximately 2 miles per day? This is just towards the very end if you're really trying to open up the cervix, start to dilate more. That would be key. Now, in addition, please do all of our workouts as well, our prenatal workouts. But again, we want to get things moving. So let's just go and rewind and talk about everything that we've discussed today and how this will help you in the labor and delivery process. 1, we're going to contract that core. So you want to do about 3 sets, 10 reps of these every day, but also incorporate them into everything you do. 2, we're going to do squats. You might not be able to get up as fast as me. 200 squats per day. So we're going to switch between front facing, 10 and 2 o'clock, goblet squats, 9 and 3 o'clock, sumo squats, letting that pelvis fall, hips fall below the knees. We're going to get one of these handy dandy balls. We're going to sit on it. We're going to shift to the right, shift to the left. Your significant other might really appreciate watching this. And we're also just going to sit here and let our hips open, pelvis open. And again, contract the core. And then finally, we're going to walk. The goal is 2 miles per day. And that should get you to the finish line pretty quickly. Thank you for joining us today. We hope you have a fast, easy labor and delivery. Remember, subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on push notifications so you know every time one of our discussions posts. And if you enjoyed this discussion, give us a thumbs up and tell us why below. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. We'll see you tomorrow. Remember, subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on push notifications so you know when our next workout posts.